In the realm of health, a silent revolution is unfolding, one that calls for a deeper understanding of how our bodies convert food into vitality. Despite its critical role in well-being, nutrition remains an afterthought in many medical curricula. Shockingly, 80% of medical schools to this day do not require their students to take a nutrition class, leaving future doctors ill-equipped to tackle diseases rooted in poor dietary habits. The complexity of nutrition research often muddles the truth. For instance, studies on red meat yield conflicting results. Some link it to heart disease, while others suggest protective benefits. Similarly, sugar's role in obesity is hotly debated, with findings swaying between alarm and dismissal. What's behind this confusion? A significant portion of nutrition studies are funded by food corporations, which spend 11 times more on research than entities like the NIH. Unsurprisingly, this financial influence skews outcomes. 82% of independently funded studies show harm from sugary beverages, whereas 93% of industry-sponsored research downplays risks. When food companies fund research, favorable conclusions about their products are 6 times more likely. This compromised science trickles into policymaking, shaping everything from school lunches to national dietary guidelines. In crafting the 2020 dietary guidelines for Americans, nearly all academic contributors had ties to major food companies. As a result, current recommendations allow up to 10% of a child's daily calories to come from added refined sugars, a threshold that should realistically be 0. Even prestigious institutions fall prey to questionable partnerships. In 2022, a high-profile study co-funded by processed food giants ranked heavily processed cereals as healthier options than whole foods like lamb or ground beef. Such findings seem almost comical, if not for their real-world implications on marketing tactics targeting children. Animals in the wild thrive without human intervention because they instinctively choose nourishing foods. Humans once shared this innate wisdom but have since been misled by conflicting advice from so-called experts. Between 2020 and 2022 alone, over 45,000 peer-reviewed nutrition studies were published, an overwhelming flood of information that often obscures rather than clarifies. Instead of chasing trends or relying on biased data, adopting straightforward principles can transform health outcomes. Focus on consuming seasonal produce grown sustainably, whole, minimally altered staples like legumes, nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, ethically raised animal products, including pasture-fed meats, free-range poultry, and wild-caught seafood. Natural fats derived from sources like avocados, olives, and coconut oil. Clean water filtered through advanced systems. Water deserves special attention. It constitutes 90% of our blood and plays a vital role in maintaining wellness. Tap water, however, may contain contaminants like heavy metals or pesticides. Investing in a quality filtration system ensures access to pure hydration, supporting metabolic balance and preventing conditions linked to dehydration, such as weight gain. Dehydration triggers a cascade of biological responses, including increased fat production. When the body lacks sufficient water, it produces fructose, a sugar that signals the kidneys to retain fluids while simultaneously encouraging fat storage. This mechanism explains why individuals with obesity are often chronically dehydrated. Simply drinking an extra glass of clean water each day has been shown to reduce the risk of childhood overweight by nearly 1/3. On the flip side, certain foods actively sabotage health when consumed regularly. Processed items laden with refined sugars, synthetic oils, and stripped grains wreak havoc on cellular function and promote inflammation. Ultra-processed foods, those manufactured with artificial additives, are particularly insidious. Studies reveal that consuming 4 servings of these products daily raises mortality risk by over 60%, with each additional serving compounding. The danger: to identify culprits, look beyond clever packaging. Ingredients like high-fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, and bleached flours signal red flags. Replace these offenders with nutrient-dense alternatives. Swap white bread for versions made with almond or coconut flour. Trade pasta for spiralized vegetables, and ditch sugary cereals in favor of chia seed pudding or homemade granola. The environmental toll of ultra-processed diets cannot be ignored either. Industrial farming practices strip soil of its vitality, pollute waterways, and contribute to climate change. Regenerative agriculture offers a solution by prioritizing biodiversity, enriching topsoil, and reducing chemical use. Supporting farmers who embrace these methods benefits both personal health and the planet. Transitioning to wholesome, unrefined foods might initially appear costly, but the long-term savings are undeniable. Chronic diseases stemming from poor nutrition lead to skyrocketing healthcare expenses, lost productivity, and diminished quality of life. Prevention through mindful eating proves far more economical and rewarding than managing preventable illnesses. Here are practical tips for embracing this lifestyle shift. Prioritize protein. Include diverse protein sources at every meal to support muscle maintenance and satiety. Options range from lean meats and fish to plant-based proteins like lentils and hemp seeds. Load up on fiber. Incorporate fiber-rich foods to nourish gut bacteria, stabilize blood sugar, and curb cravings. Beans, berries, and cruciferous veggies are excellent choices. Embrace fermented foods. Sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, and other fermented delights introduce beneficial probiotics into the digestive tract. Balance omega fats. Counteract inflammatory omega-6 fats found in processed oils by consuming omega-3 rich foods like walnuts, flax seeds, and fatty fish. Fortify with micronutrients. Seek out colorful fruits, vegetables, herbs, and spices to supply essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Ultimately, achieving optimal energy begins with intentional eating. By shifting focus away from hyper-processed convenience foods toward nature's bounty, individuals can reclaim control over their well-being. This journey not only fosters physical vitality, but also cultivates a deeper connection to the earth and its resources, a win-win for humanity and the environment alike.